Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we are going to take another subtopic, that is the disposal of the solid waste. As you are already aware that we have discussed the solid waste management, the various steps which are involved in the solid waste management. Like we have talked about the this generation, then storage, then collection, transportation, and separation or segregation, and this processing. And after processing, there is another step involved in this solid waste management, that is disposal. Today we are going to deal with the disposal of these solid waste. After they have been processed, after the processing, the disposal, it is the final stage of the solid waste management, which involves just to it is the final stage in which the associated risks are minimized. This disposal of solid wastes, this involves the removing, destroying, and storing of the solid wastes. Now, the disposal of the solid wastes, it can be carried out by the four man methods. One is known as the dumping, dumping, and the second one is incineration and pyrolysis. Third one is composting, and fourth one is recycling. And today we will deal only with these two methods, that is dumping and incineration. पहले हम बात करेंगे dumping. What is dumping? So far as this dumping of the solid waste is concerned, there are three ways by which the dumping of the solid waste is carried out. One is known as the open dumping. Open dumping. Second one, ocean dumping. And the third one, that is known as the landfill. Very important, landfills. Now, what is open dumping? As the term itself indicates, the open dumping, it involves the dumping or the dropping of the solid waste away from the residential areas, or in the outskirts of the towns, or in the low-lying areas, we can say like that. And this open dumping, it is considered one of the cheapest and prominent methods in case of the developing countries like India. But there are various this open dumping, it encourages several public health problems, like it encourages the breeding of the mosquitoes and the flies, apart from the rodents, and thereby it मतलब इससे क्या होता है, it leads to the health problems, or it is the main cause of the health problems. Apart from that, it requires the large areas for the dumping, for this open dumping. Large chunks of lands are required for their dumping. तो इसके कुछ ये इश्यूज वहाँ पे रहते हैं. दूसरी जो है, that is ocean dumping. So far this ocean dumping is considered or concerned, we can say. The ocean dumping, it simply just takes away the lot of the solid wastes, and it takes huge and large amount of these solid wastes and dumps them inside it. So it has been observed that about 25,000 million tons of solid waste, including bottles, tin cans, other containers, they get dumped into these oceans annually. Per yearly, अगर हम बात करेंगे, 25,000 million tons of the wastes are added or get deposited or get added into these oceans. But यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे, the coastal areas, including the beaches, they litters the they litter some non-biodegradable substances, uh, which are very much detrimental, which are very much hazardous to the biota, to the flora and fauna which are living in the oceans or in the seas, we can say. तो यहाँ पे ये दूसरी किस्म की डंपिंग होते हैं, एंड आफ्टर दैट देयर इज थर्ड वन, दैट इज लैंडफिल. Landfill is it is the another method of dumping of these solid wastes. These these landfills, these are basically the land pits, or these are the excavations which are made in the crust of the earth, which are made in the crust of the earth. These landfills, they were initially used in the यहाँ पे इस्तेमाल किया गया. These landfills, they were used in 1935 in Fresco in California में ये method adopt किया गया. This process involves, this landfills, it involves just the digging of a hole in the ground, and whose walls are then lined with thick layers of the plastics and the impervious clay. So, and it is baseline, that is the bottom. It is also covered by the leak proof materials. These components, these linings, they just check the leakages of the leachates, like the liquids and other substances into the surrounding water, into the surrounding groundwater, in the surrounding lands. तो ये चीज़ें फिर इसको चेक करते हैं. लेकिन दिस जो ये लैंड फिल्स होते हैं, आफ्टर दीज आफ्टर दिस लैंड फिल्स दे हैव बीन सेट अप, देन दे आर फिल्ड विद दीज सॉलिड वेस्ट, एंड व्हेन दे गेट फिल्ड अप, after that they must be covered, they must be sealed with the thick layers of the clay. तो उसके बाद इसको thick layers of the clay से बिल्कुल लपेटा जाता है, it is covered. तो उसके बाद after the proper evaluation, and when it is found safe, it can be then utilized, it can be then converted, these landfills converted into public parks, or they can be used as the open space for other human uses. तो इसका ये एडवांटेज रहता है. But there are some issues there are some issues which are related with these landfills. जो पहला सबसे बड़ा इशू ये है कि these landfills, they are sometimes responsible for the pollution of particularly the air pollution. तो किसी मतलब उस वक्त ये मतलब इसमें चांसेस रहते हैं, क्योंकि जब solid waste, when they are dumped inside these landfills, they produce the gas like methane, carbon dioxide, ammonia, and the gases like methane and the carbon dioxide, when they get leaked, they are considered as the potent greenhouse gases. And apart from that, methane, it is considered one of the highly inflammable gas, and it may lead to the explosives as well. And apart from that, so sometimes when there occurs the puncturing of these landfills, there occurs the punctures in the walls of these landfills. What happens? The leachates, they find their passage into the groundwater, and into the surrounding land as well. तो therefore it may lead to the groundwater pollution as well. तो ये भी इसके साथ apprehensions होते हैं. These are the risks which are related, which are associated with these landfills. Actually, these landfills, they must be located at the higher levels of the ground, and they must be very away from the groundwater, or the water table of the ground. तो इस तरह ये लैंड फिल्स भी, they are used for this dumping purpose. But these are the three ways by which we can dump these solid wastes. One is known as open dumping, and then there is ocean dumping, and apart from that, landfill. तो दूसरा मेथड जो है बाय विच the disposal of the solid waste is carried out, as I have already told you, that this disposal is the final stage of the process of the solid waste management, and this final stage it is concerned about to minimize the risks which are associated with these solid wastes. तो यहाँ पे जो दूसरा मेथड है बाय विच दिस डिस्पोजल इज कैरिड आउट, दैट इज द सेकंड वन इज डंपिंग। के बाद हम बात करेंगे इंसिनरेशन एंड पायरोलिसिस के बारे में। हाँ, इंसिनरेशन एंड पायरोलेशन, सॉरी, इंसिनरेशन एंड पायरोलिसिस क्या होती है? इंसिनरेशन, इट इज ए मेथड of burning aerobically the solid wastes at a temperature of about 900 to 1000 degrees। जब solid wastes को हम burn करते हैं इस temperature पे but aerobically, तो उस process को हम incineration कहते हैं। And this method is used to just generate for the recovery of the energy from these wastes, as well as to destruction of these solid waste, this very method. And this method is common in the countries like Japan, where the land is secure। तो जहाँ पे लैंड की बहुत किल्लत होती है वहाँ पे डंपिंग तो नहीं कर सकते हैं, उन एरियाज में ये मेथड अडॉप्ट होता है। जापान इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एग्जांपल वायर दिस प्रोसेसेस ऑफ इंसिनरेशन आर कैरिड आउट। तो इसके अलावा जहाँ तक इस इंसिनरेशन का ताल्लुक है, टर्म्स लाइक मतलब energy, waste to energy or energy from waste, these are the prominent terms which are of these facilities, which are used in these facilities. And this facility or this incineration, it involves the burning of the solid wastes in the furnaces और इन द बॉयलर्स, वहाँ पे इनकी बर्निंग होती है। एंड दिस बर्निंग, they are burned just to generate the heat and electricity। and sometimes there are some issues which are related to this incineration as well, and it has been found that the burning of the solid waste inside these incinerates, it is not always proper, or it is not always efficient, or we can say तो ये हमेशा मतलब perfect नहीं होती है, the burning of the solid waste। during that what happens, some gaseous substances, they are released into the air, and thereby they pollute the substances, or the substances like the furans, dioxins, and they this polycyclic hydrocarbons, they get released from these incinerators। तो यहाँ पे ये रही बात, these are the there are various types of the incinerators which can be operated, which can be applied, which can be used to the process, for this process of incineration. Like there are rotary kilns, and there is fluid beds, and plasma torches. These are the various incinerators which are used to carry out this process of incineration। जैसे कि अगर हम प्लाज्मा टॉर्च की बात करेंगे, प्लाज्मा टॉर्चेस, these are the devices which are used to generate the plasma। तो these plasma torches, they generate the plasma। What is plasma? Plasma actually it consists, it is a mixture of the ions, electrons, and other charged particles। When more and more these charged particles, they are generated by these plasma torches, they actually collides with each other, and as a result of the collision, a lot of heat is generated, and this heat is then utilized to carry out the process of incineration or the burning of the solid waste. तो ये रही बात regarding the incineration. The other method is other thermal method is the this pyrolysis. Pyrolysis एक ऐसा मेथड होता है. Pyrolysis it involves the burning of the solid wastes anaerobically at a temperature of about 1650 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड. इस टेम्परेचर पे हम इसको एनएरोबिकली मतलब बर्न करते हैं, तो इसको हम पायरोलिसिस कहते हैं. दिस पायरोलिसिस it also results in the release of the industrial gases and other chemicals. Apart from that, it helps in reduction of the bulk of the solid waste. So this is regarding the pyrolysis. And today we have just touched two methods of this disposal of the solid wastes. One is known as the dumping, and another method about which I have talked regarding the disposal of the solid waste is the incineration and pyrolysis. Inshallah, in the coming topic, we will just talk a little bit about composting and recycling. These are the other two ways by which the disposal of the solid wastes can be carried out. So till then, Khuda Hafiz, fi amanillah.